This is what everything has been made in the rise of saying that we want to make a platform for introduction of GST. GST is what we have been hearing for last 4 years. The US speaker also gave serious concern how GST will be introduced. But nevertheless, as and when GST is introduced, we can't learn when it is going to, after it. We need to understand how the GST will be there. What are the international experience of GST in foreign countries, how GST is happening, is there because of European countries is there for more than 2-3 decades. Considering this, Chamber has thought of starting a group for GST, understanding what is the GST, how it is happening in the foreign countries, what are the pros, cons. So, professionals, as and when GST is introduced or bill is introduced, because when we had talked with the ministers, we understood that their bill of GST is ready. Probably, they pass through this constitutional amendment bill. They will try to bring it in the month of in the monsoon session. If the bill is not coming monsoon session for one other reason, but they will make it public for comments, draft bill form, without introducing, they are planning to make it in the for a general public. So the comments can be called and it can be introduced from the 1st April 2016. Prime Minister is too much serious on introduction of GST because he has been told many things to the team that if GST is not happening by so and so date, the strict was he said that I will seek your resignations. The seriousness of what the Prime Minister is there on that front. Chamber is planning to start the group discussion on the GST. It will start from the month of April. For further announcements, you may also watch the Chamber's journal as well as Chamber's journal, Chamber's newsletter, and also the website where you can get this information. Pranav, committee chairman, is working on it hard, and he is taking feedback from various people how the GST group can be constituted, because at the moment we don't have anything on it because the concept of it was there 2 years back or 3 years back. It's still not sufficient for us to form the group because that have gone changed many things on that. With this few words, I welcome you to this second session and I request Navir Soni to introduce to the speaker.
Thank you, Parasite, to giving me an opportunity to introduce today's speaker, the SRK of service tax, at the time when service tax is turning to 21. So we are going to say a good movie. Hopefully it will be again added movie. I'm sure the gathering is aware of the achievements, what was professional achievements, and as well as the contribution which was made to WRC, Chamber, and to various other institutional bodies. But still, for the sake of you who may be new to this gathering, I formally introduce Krishnan sir. Sir is BCom Honors, graduate CWA FCA with 22nd rank in Inter CA, practicing as a chartered accountant since 1981. As we all aware, his present area of practice and expertise are service tax. He has authored a publication, Guide to Service Tax, published by WRC of ICI along with continuing Professional Education Committee of ICI in New Delhi. He has contributed to the study material of service tax when it was first introduced in CA Final as a subject. He has also written a detailed paper on service tax on cross-border transaction for International Tax and Finance Conference organized by BCAs in 2006. He has been contributing to BCA's reference diary in the area of service tax for the past 12 years. He has been writing a regular column on service tax for the newsletter published by the WRC of ICI for the past 12 years, which is having a readership of over 50,000 professionals. He lectures on service tax at various forums, seminars and conferences, and also contributes articles on service tax in various periodicals. As of now, he has spoken over 1,000 places all over India in various forums. I'm sure it may be even 1,500, not 1,000, because I'm reading that for last 5 years, including a NASEN, that is a National Academy of Custom Excise and Narcotics located in Bandung, Mumbai. He is regularly providing inputs to the ICI, BCS, Chamber of Tax Consultant, that is our firm, and the Government of India in the area of service tax by way of pre-budget and post-budget memoranda. He has been a member of various committees of ICI, WIC, BCS and Chamber of Tax Consultant. He has also been featured as one of the top 10 indirect tax advisors in India based on the survey conducted by International Tax Review, an international journal published from London in April 2011. With this, I request all of you to welcome Krishna sir. I request Balaji bhai to offer a memento as a mark of love and affection from sir.
Morning to all of you. Before I come to my topic, please open the page 63. It goes to show there is slip between the component. Para 3.8.3. You see the proposed penalty, it is maximum of 10%, not penalty 100%. This was emailed as maximum 10%, but I think by the time it reached there, what happened 100%. Somebody who was printing this, he felt that it is very low. He himself wanted that. For whatever reason. So please make a note. Yeah, coming back to my topic. As you always all see my first slide of these features of this debt. A, you see movie A, U, A, U. Service tax messed up so for adults. As I say, the color blue is incidental, don't expect anything. We have time up to 1:50. What is my area today? You can, any questions, you can immediately interrupt me. I'm not one of those who says finish everything and after the nobody remembers. And I'm used to being interrupted. Increase in rate of service tax as Swachh Bharat says. Changes in negativeness in definition of service. Changes in valuation, section 67 principle of interpretation. Changes in registration, introduction, digital signature, advanced ruling. Changes in abatements and full partial reversal. Changes in mega against. This is my scope today. Let me see in the allotted time. According to me, there is 5 minutes fast for the removal of doubts. Changes from a date to be notified after the enactment of the bill. Increase in rate of tax. You see, the person is pretty angry, sad. I think this is going to very many years will see what sort of problems it's going to create. Increase increased rate of tax is increased from 12.36% to 14%. Introduction of Swachh Bharat says another 2%, completely clean, pocket will be clean. You just see from 12.33 is going to 16%, ST 14%, Swachh Bharat 6, see this is it, VT. Phenomenal increase, I would say, almost 33%. Service tax in the rate of value, 12% in the existing one, proposal 14%. How to press the pointer? No need change. I always like to make my point. Service tax rate of value is 12%, proposal 14%. For the moment, forgetting at 2%. Education, this is 2%, removed before. Swachh Bharat, not there, 2. It was not there at all, 2%. 12.30 is good. That's what we are looking at. So, quite a big increase. And still, everybody in CNBC says fantastic budget. Forward looking. This is also my own reactions. Okay, let's have a look. No seamless credit, that's another thing. When you increase the rate of tax, at least you should have changed the self credit rules so that everything is allowed. But there is no seamless credit. This is not allowed, that is not allowed, construction services are not allowed, travel is not allowed, tour is not allowed, welfare is not allowed. Most is what is not allowed. Question is then what is allowed. So with this, there is certainly going to be a cascading effect of tax. If you have seamless credit, at least the cost plus inflation will be controlled. So this seamless credit shouldn't be taken care of. So you have a case where you have the housewife eating, the cost, because the service tax goes up, the land follows to the manufacturer uses it, another service provider uses it, so there will be cost plus inflation. What is the story about all this? Why I am saying all this? We are all going to pay a lot for the consumer goods. At least let us hope that this tax generates enough confusion to cover up in your practice. What is the impact? This is very interesting. Very impact on the POT duty increase in rate. The rate of tax, there will be impact on POT. There will always be spillover, and you will be, from particular dates, there will be 2 days perhaps. One when it will be increased to 14%, and once again when perhaps the Swachh Bharat will come. It may not be the same day, we don't know. So the POT is going to be very important. Because Swachh Bharat also says that whatever all other laws, rules will apply. So which means that the POT rules also will apply. So it's very important. So what happens in this? There are 3 dates which are important. Civil service provided, issue of invoice, receipt of payment. I hope it's visible to all of you. So the taxable service before that date, you provide before, invoice is issued afterwards, receipt of payment afterwards, then it will be 14%. If the taxable service before, invoice is issued before, the receipt is afterwards, 12.36%. The taxable service before, issue of invoice afterwards, receipt of payment is before, 12.36%. If the taxable service provided afterwards, issue of invoice is before, receipt is afterwards, then 14%. Taxable service provider afterwards, issue of invoice before, receipt is before, 12.36%. If taxable service provider afterwards, issue of invoice afterwards, receipt of payment before, date of issue. Bottom line, out of all these 3, any 2 dates, you look into it, you get. If any 2 is before 12.36, any 2 is afterwards, then it is 14%. So this is a very important thing you need to have a look. Why I am telling you? Because ensure that all your invoices before that date is issued. Because the payment is always delayed. If your invoice also get afterwards, then it will have to wait for you. There is one more problem if you see. Take this case. We are on in case of 4 and 6. If you see taxable service provided afterwards, But you issue the invoice before, like EMC or repairs and maintenance. You always issue in advance. Your notice. Okay. So if you are, this is issued invoice, but you receive the money afterwards, you already issued an invoice at 12.36%. You would have paid the tax based on Rule 3 of the POT. But suddenly you get the money afterwards, that's 14%. So what do you have to do? Can anybody say? Pardon me? Difference will pay and issue a supplementary invoice. Will interest be applicable? Why you feel so? Is there any rule, law you are relying on? See? One can take a view that interest should not be applicable. Same thing will happen in case of tax services provided afterwards, issue of invoice afterwards, but the receipt of payment is before. So when you have received the payment before, you would have paid at 12.36%. But then because you are going to issue afterwards, the issue will be 14%. Again, there will be a shortfall in tax you have to pay. So it's very, very important. Even this which are relying on receipt of payment, it should be credited within 4 working days. That is also important. Otherwise, again, new rate will be. Yes, sir.
So this will create some commercial problems when we have a contract, charging 12.36. Later on, recovery is immediately.
You are very charitable in saying some problems. I thought there will have many problems. That's what I can foresee. Certainly, it will be a problem. That is why I have prepared this note. I have also written in that this entire table. So you have enough time to factor in now. It will come from May. So get prepared yourself to do as much as possible. See that your this sort of situation doesn't arise. Otherwise, your client will say, forget it, why? You didn't issue an invoice, you didn't have this, you didn't have problem. Some of your clients, you can even tell them, pay me before this date, and there is no issue of money. So give an excuse also to get your money fast. So many things, that is why this I felt was very important. That's why I prepared this table. So with all this issue, generally people, I have seen, they don't think today, they think about 4 days before May. When it is, when the matter comes up at the time, because till then there are so many other urgent problems. So this is very important thing now itself. How you are going to do, especially running contracts, worst contract, so many issues will come up. Okay. At least ensure that invoice is issued before that date. That's what you can do. Payment it depends on the other person. He likes to pay or not to pay. And also write a letter. If you don't pay within so day, I will be issuing a supplementary invoice for the payment. That's what you can do. So if you do it after 14th May, then you say, you should have told me before. So at least now you can pay. This is the purpose. Anything else? Any other thing comes to your mind while looking at the table? Shall we go to the next? Composition rates again are getting changed, the air travel, etc. etc. So this domestic bookings 0.6. In fact, I have seen earlier the rates used to be almost next day. We never had time. At least now they are giving time in advance, so people can factor in. You need to also change the software, need the billing software, etc. etc. So many things. So in case of the composite for air travel agents, the existing rate is 0.6, it becomes 0.7, international book 1. I'm not spending too much time on this, it is already there in your basic fare. That for the airfare only the commission normally pay to air. Then in case of life insurance business, I think this also is purely a tabular thing which is already there. All these spillover effects will come, which rate, this rate, invoice issued, so ensure that all things are done, as many things are done before that date. Money changing services, again it's on the percentage, so I'm not looking at this. This is a percentage change from so to so. If anybody has got any issue, we can discuss. Changes in the negative list of service, section 63, from a date to be notified is very important. It is a date to be notified after enactment. The date also is from a date to be notified after the enactment. This is also from a date to be notified after. In the table, I only wanted to tell you the Swachh Bharat also is from a date to be notified. But in case you get notified 2-3 months after the 14%, and it says on such value of taxable service, They will notify for some value and for some value they will not notify. For some of them it will be 16%, some of it will be 14%. But the POT will also have the same tabular system will happen. So in case that happens on October, then you will have tabular up to that 14 May when 14%. And from May till October another thing. So you need to do all this exercise. Okay, enough work for everybody. So when I mean everybody is not only people who are working, but later on for the department to issue show cause notice, for us later on to fight that this happened, that happened. We are still fighting that 5%, 8%. You remember in IMC we had raised that query, what happens to this? Values flow, that was the issue. So that still matters big. Services by government or local authorities, clause A. So we had always said that there is services by the government is a sovereign function, it's a statutory function. One should not charge service tax, but for whatever it is, I think they are interested more and more because if you see many of the corporations also, virtually they are agents of the government. So they are in sovereign function. Take a case like Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation, MID. So they are the agent of the government to look at industrial development throughout the state. We have GIDC. So they, acquire land and then they give parcels of it for industry, give on long lease. We have seen here also FMRD is giving long lease, 99 years lease, where they collect 100 crores premium. The department wants to say, no, this is also liable for service tax. First of all, whether lease is a service or it's a transfer of rights and immovable property. So one can say it's a transfer of immovable property, not liable for service tax. But the department wants to say, no, lease is equal to rental. Whether 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 99 years, makes no difference. Because it's rental. And the other argument was, what is MIDC? It's an arm of the government. It's the agent of the government. So services provided by the government is a sovereign function. No, they said the sovereign function is only army, navy, internal security. So the question is the concept of government sovereign function has enlarged in the welfare state. So there was a lot of issues whether what will be liable, what will not be liable. So this has been again amended. Perhaps we take care of such cases to say, but everything will be liable. Now what does it say? Services by government, local authority except the following services. Except these services, this is the negative list. All the services provided by the government is the negative list, except the following services. Which is service by postal department of speed post, express parcel post, life insurance agency service, aircraft, vessel related service in and around airport, transport of goods or passengers, or support services except what will be provided to business entities. So if the government provides the support service to business entities, it was lagged, it was not part of the negative list. First of all, please understand this is in the negative list, except the following that this is not in the negative list, so this becomes taxable. I hope everybody is clear. Now what was support service? It was written. And one was also renting, and also support is generally outsourcing function. So they felt the question is, they are finding it very difficult to say what is support, what is not support. So they wanted to delete this whole concept of support. Okay, and said any services now. So the change is from support services to business entities. Any services other than these three already covered, to business entities would not be part of negative list and hence it will be liable. So very important change. So several of these things, what is provided by the government will be liable. Perhaps they say since the business entities can take semi-credit, let's start charging. Once again, all services provided by government, local authorities, business entities will be liable for service tax unless they are specifically exempt. They can be exempt under a mega exemption. Is there any questions on this?
Sir?
Yes?
So sir, government service means suppose they are selling 2G spectrum or coal mining, then all will become taxable.
Yeah, you read in the paper, no? Unless they have POT. When your spectrum is over and issue the invoice, money is received, then maybe they'll come under POT. So all will be liable. So that is what I said, cost push inflation. Spectrum is liable, then they will charge more, then your mobile will be liable. And if your mobile is liable, something else will get somebody else for where is input. So there will be cost push inflation.
Local authority.
Yeah, municipality.
The government stock local authority.
Yeah, municipality.
So then local authority, that the way they have defined the government,
Yeah.
they include the central government, state government and their department.
Yeah.
So would you still like call that local authority as a part of the state government department?
Yeah, everything is coming. Government itself is in government definition itself. I think any department of the government will be covered.
But BMC, which is a separate authority altogether.
So that will also be covered. According to BMC also will be covered.
the state-
Unless there is a mega exemption, if you have seen, some of the municipal functions are not liable. Then in UK you come. Yeah?
Sir, in the mind, all services to taken by government,
Yeah.
applicable for reverse charge.
Yeah.
So all these services, if you take for local authority, again you have to pay reverse charge.
But except for some of the, I think this last one is not, otherwise everything is reversed. See, government RBI, they are very clear. We are here to frame laws, but not to comply with. Then somebody else will comply. Because they say that is a reverse charge. RBI also reverse charge, if you have seen.
Sir, this late filing fees, so that is a service by government or what?
Which late filing fees, what?
Service takes late filing fee to the government.
Whether the government is providing service. So when you are saying the very act of collecting taxes is a service, because by that anything else?
To business entities.
Yeah, only business. It has been defined, no? General people. If there is any other service they give to normal citizens. Anything else? Perhaps if you use send back credit will be applicable, so why not? Yes, anything else? Process amount in manufacture or production, that was also a negative list. Earlier it was any process amount in manufacture or production of goods, there was a negative. Anyway, the other person will be paying excise. Now they say no, in case of manufacture production alcohol, liquor, that will be taxable. Perhaps because this is the state excise. So they said manufacture or production alcohol, liquor for human consumption. This human consumption I never understood. Because are they providing alcohol for other than human consumption? I think because the alcohol, industrial alcohol also is there. Now that is the reason. Yeah, pardon?
Taxable under excise.
Yeah. Which state excise? That one. That's one. Yeah, but this is not a state excise. So that is why they said let's collect service tax. Then organizing lotteries, betting, gambling or lottery was under negative list. Because perhaps it was the state list, so they are put in this negative list. But then there is a novel thing. Now they are saying, now organizing a lottery will be taxable. Why? In one of the tribunal decisions, in fact, a high court decision, in future gambling solutions, they said a transaction of sale of lotteries after purchasing them at a discount will not be liable for service. Why? They said lottery being an actionable claim will be excluded from definite service. Because service excludes transaction money or action claim. The service of betting, gambling or lottery is included in a negative list. And it's a transaction of sale and profit. So this is what the decision said. So to overcome this decision, what did they do? They said the definition, in the definite service, they have made some change, which I will tell you. They changed the definition saying actual definition of service where they excluded accidental claim. They said, but accidental claim will not include this lottery. They also had a negative list. This organizing lottery also will come. And in valuation, they said the difference of margin, sale minus purchase, will be deemed to a service. And just transaction money excludes activity relating to for facilitator. I know maybe none of you will be involved. Perhaps in advising any lottery, any government. You are involved. Very good. As a receiver of lottery, you got a lottery or what?
I wish I could.
Yeah, I thought.
No, as a client.
Oh, excellent. Then I'm certainly taking. But you get some chances of your getting lotteries more when you service a client. Transaction money, accident excludes activity relating to for facility of transaction money, accident including activity carried out by lottery distributor or selling agent in relation to promotion, marketing, organizing, selling, or lottery facilitating. So what they want to say is the first part, that accident claim, which you said, No, person who is organizing. That lottery issuer for him is action thing. But person who is organizing that will not be considered as an action. Negatively, there is a betting, gambling, lottery, negative shall not include activity mentioned above. That is this end. And then there is a valuation, what to tax. Because the High Court said, what is there to tax? He is taking the lottery at one price and giving. He said, no, the margin will be taxed. So it is a deeming provision.
Every year they get amendments. Every year we go to Sikkim High Court, get a stay. Again they amend. Again we go. So last time they got to future case. That is sale and purchase. Again, I think this time the association will go. So it's last 6 years, I think this year.
Okay, this is a game. It's a betting, gambling or one game also there. What is it?
Game of chance. Game of chance.
Okay, game of chance. I think we should then take a Sanat and go to Sikkim. So much opportunity is there. Then admission to entertainment events or access to amusement facilities. I think this has been hit. A lot of things will be chargeable. So admission first it was in the this was in the negative list. Now it is omitted. But some exemptions have been provided. When we come to exemption, that time we will see. The changes affected. These are changes effective on date of enactment of the bill. This we need to keep a watch because it's only notified. Whenever the president gives an asset, this will be changed. Service of format to change in service definition to make it taxable. What are the present provisions? The format who organizes the chit fund. Service excludes transaction money. Service of a format of chit business is a form of transaction money and hence excluded. This is what the Delhi High Court said. So to overcome this, what did they do? Is there a transaction money to exclude any activity relating to a festival or transaction money, including the service by a format for conducting organized chit. So person who organizes chit, he is not doing a transaction money and hence he is not in a negatively and hence this chit fund business, whatever the format receives, it will have. I personally feel that this is a right because even under earlier law, whatever the interpretation is, but basically the person who, the format as such, is really giving some service. Then this is very important, a very important change in valuation. In fact, sorry, this is section 66F. There was a very important thing, what is the service? Like in the case of RBI, if you see RBI is issuing, say, relief bonds or some bonds it is issuing. So RBI's function is a sovereign function. So it was RBI's function was considered in the negative list. But there were banks who were also in as agency services, they are giving some service to RBI. There are some conflicting tribunal judgment which has gone to the larger bench, saying that these banks, since they are agent of the bank, and hence whatever service they are doing is as if the RBI is doing, and hence their service should also be considered as not liable. This is what there is one tribunal which said that, there is another tribunal which disagreed and they have referred to liable. So to overcome this, they gave an example. What they have said is, in effect, that if a person is providing an output service, he avails somebody's services. The very fact that a person avails the services, the output service will not be based on what input services you are availing. They are two different things. So question is say, I may to operate a plant, I may avail repairs and maintenance service. Repairs and maintenance service will be liable. Operating a plant may not be liable. Or it could be the reverse. So you need to understand the nature of the transaction by the nature of service which you are providing and not by the nature of service you have received. This is the most important. This is given by an example, but please understand examples cannot decide or override the language of the law. So what they say in this example, I think the rare case of any, in my 33 years of practice, the first time I am seeing an amendment, not in any section, nothing, only in the example. Like if you have seen Contract Act, everything has got example. But first time they have given example. Services provided by RBI, main service, in a negative list. Agency service of banks and input service to RBI cannot be RBI service. That is only an input service. The character of the service is different. Either I may provide service to the other person who is providing an exempted service. But my service may be quite different. It will land. Or it could be the reverse. My service is exempt, but the other fellow is providing output service taxable. And then at least will be taxable, mine will be. So one cannot decide the nature of the output service based on the input service, nor the nature of the input service based on output service. That is what this example is trying to say. I hope I could communicate.
But there is a back-to-back 100% output, outsourced, like MIC and check clearing.
Yeah.
Whenever RBI doesn't have the facility, they entrust certain banks
Yeah.
to do that MIC and check.
Yeah.
So it is one-to-one, back-to-back, like where they get some commission from that. So whether it is an input to all.
I would still say it will be liable because that is not what is serviced by the RBI. Okay, the question is, in fact, this is exactly to cover such cases. You see, you have the exact wording of the law. What is the wording in that? Does it say? So the basic intention is to cover activities done by the RBI. RBI will do tomorrow do so many things. Yeah, yes.
But sir, when the agent provides the e-service,
It's as per the principal providing. No? That's what.
Even the currency chests are also maintained by certain private.
Yeah. See, the whole thing has become because of outsourcing service, no? If you see government also that support services. In support service by government they wanted to tax. Or support service is outsourcing service. So the intention is to tax that. You have indirect with you. You see the negative. Can you open the negative 66B? See, it's very clear. It says services by the RBI. So your thing is not services by the RBI,
but sir, in case of an agent, there is a RBI.
Sorry. In case of agent, no, I understand what you're saying, sir. What you're saying, whatever agent does, he's for the principal, he's as good as the principal doing all that. But this is to take care of that only. That is a service which is giving to the principal and not to the final fellow in his capacity as the principal. That is what he wants to say. See, when I am marketing your bonds, you know I have issued the bonds. Okay. RBI has released bonds, then the whole issue came up because of that. You get my point?
Yeah.
Now move on. Changes in valuation. Now this is a very important provision. If you have seen that Rule 5 is there in the valuation rules, that reimbursement all will be covered, it will be part of value. All of you are aware of that. Now for 2006, Rule 5 was there in the valuation rules, that not only your fees will be liable, whatever travel you get from a client reimbursement, that will be liable. That is Rule 5. Now the Delhi High Court has struck down this provision because he said the rule cannot go beyond the section. The section should have told that. So this whole purpose is to negate that and overcome that decision. Reimbursement expenditure cost travel stay incurred by service provider include value except by certain conditions satisfied pure agent. There are some 8 conditions pure agent. I thought agent itself is pure, it is enough. But they wanted to further give further. Actually, ghee is ghee. What is pure ghee? I don't know, but maybe it is something, some more. It reminds me, so sometimes people want to be a bit too sure. So, it's a very famous book, which standard, I've heard anywhere. When the managing director is abroad in Germany, he gets a call from the secretary in India. See, your mother-in-law died. Okay, so how should I, this thing, should I bury her or should I let her? Because, he didn't know which religion. So, kaisa karna chahiye? Should I bury her or let her? Don't take any risk, do all the 3. So, this is exactly that, and why they call pure agent, I don't know. That agent is agent, there is no question of any pure agent. But anyway, that is why they provide the needs and conditions and all that. Because pure agent I have never understood. Rules struck down as replicant to charging section 63 of valuation section under which only consideration for taxation is brought to change. Rule 5 goes beyond the charging provision. With respect, I disagree with this gentleman because even if you see international also reimbursement, this is good enough. Valuation rules should include reimbursement. Otherwise, everybody will say, see, today travel stay, tomorrow charter will say reimbursement of fax, reimbursement of telephone, reimbursement of salary, reimbursement of everything, except almost it will like income tax. Only his income. And if he is paying something to his wife, reimbursement of wife, allowed. Everything will come. So I don't think this is, but anyway, the matter is in Supreme Court, SLP again is taken. So explanation to section 6 has been, so that the whole issue was it is not in the section, so they have brought in the section. Consideration to include reimbursement of expenses costs incurred in the course of providing taxes, except in prescribed circumstances and conditions. The rule 5 brought in section 67. Same. But in spite of that, they have not changed rule 5, if you have noticed. I feel in order to give effect to this section, they have to change, make some changes in rule 5. Presumably it will come after the enactment. Let's wait and watch. The question now is amendment clarificatory or necessary? There are two things. Any question, anybody can answer. First of all, is it clarificatory? Can it have retrospective effect? And is it necessary? Is it necessary if you are answered by Supreme Court when a matter is heard in the context of intercontinental for Delhi? But would you feel it necessary? Would you think the existing law with Rule 5 is good enough? Anybody?
Necessary.
Who's saying necessary? Yeah? You feel it necessary? Your heart is saying necessary because you don't want to accept it. But really, would you feel it necessary? Well, look at the valuation rules. But anybody cannot escape the valuation by just saying reimbursement. In London, there is a very important case, I think, for Lawrence versus Roe. It's a very important case which analyzes this. Same law they also had. And then the court very clearly had that that is actually this. In fact, there they said like this, that if a chartered accountant travels and he raises a bill of fees as a reimbursement of stay, it's consumed by me. So I'm getting reimbursement. But along with me, I book my client's ticket. Then that client ticket reimbursement is correct. You see the difference? Because I have not used that to provide the service. My travel, I used it for providing service. So really speaking, it may not be necessary. But as I said, here, abundant caution like a pure agent. Charge lena hi nahi hai. Okay. But what will happen? With this amendment, the case of that, everybody will become more strict in Supreme Court because they will say the very fact that this is what required, the government has acknowledged that. So that will be one thing. So a lot of people, this reimbursement will go out of